we got another trade to show you from our follower leagues.
Talk it up.
That's right. We host Dynasty and Redraft follower leagues. It's a perk of our Patreon. You can check that out in the link in the description.
Yeah.
But we are looking at the Charlie Dynasty League today. Okay. Huge shout out to the Charlie League. Shout out to JJ Short and Spartan Kick, who are both, teams that we're talking about, guys that we're talking about today who made a trade there in the Charlie League. So why don't we start by looking at their team first, and then we will review the trade. Okay, so you can see JJ has Pat Mahomes, Javonte Williams, CMC, Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, Logan Thomas, Terry Scary McLaurin, Adam Thielen, and Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And then you can see his bench there as well.
Clyde, maybe. Who else?
Got some Dotson. And then on Spartan Kick side, you got Aaron Rodgers, JT, Cam Akers, Treylon Burks, DK Metcalf, Dalton Schultz, James Conner, Ron the Don Watson. And then you can see, obviously, his bench there as well.
Kenny G. Okay. Chase Claypool there. David and Joker. Okay.
So we're going to talk about the team. We're going to bring it into context, but let's look at the trade now. So JJ, you can see, got CMC and Terry McLaurin. Spartan Kick got James Conner, DK Metcalf, Jacoby Myers, a 24 first and a 23 third. So just initial response. And I don't know if context changes your thought process here, but initial response, which team do you lean towards here?
Oh, man. Initially, I would say CMC and Terry. That's what I've chosen. Yeah, CMC and Terry. I can. It's interesting because it's really hard to decipher, even with the context. I was looking at it yesterday and really trying to break it down. There's still so much belief in CMC. There's still, Terry just got his contract extension, and the only person I believe in on the other team is DK. I mean, I believe in Jacoby, but I don't think he's going to be a top 15, top guy. So the way I'm seeing it is DK in the 24 first. So when I looked at that, I was like, okay, well, I think that's pretty fair. And then you look at their team and their construction, like who's win now? Like, are you trading for a win now? Are you trading for a futuristic? Like, are you just trading to trade? But I think without context, I'm going CMC Terry because I still believe in CMC.
Okay.
Specifically. I'm
kind of on the opposite side. Not that I'm on the opposite side of the trade. I really see the reasoning for this trade for both teams. I think both teams are kind of in this hybrid win now window. For JJ,
yeah, that is.
If we look at his team here, CMC drastically raises the ceiling of his team, and if CMC can stay healthy, I mean, this could drastically improve his odds at a championship, right? Must have not felt confident in James Conner, which I understand. So for JJ, I feel like this is a pushing the chips all the way in type move. Whereas for Spartan, I think DK is probably the most important piece here. I mean, I just drafted DK in a win now hybrid as well, so I get it. And I think that the talent of DK actually extends his window. He just might not be consistent this year.
For sure.
So you look at the following players on Spartan's team. If I have Spartan's team, I'm a little bit worried this year because I just don't know what to expect out of certain players, right? So you see he's got Deshaun Watson on the team. Will Deshaun Watson even play this year? And what is that going to mean for his window? Will Burks be, consistent in year one?
Exactly.
How about DK without Russell Wilson? How about Calvin Ridley? Because Calvin Ridley, we know, is suspended for an entire year. Yeah. So those are 4 players there that I think in 2023 are likely looking much better for Dynasty.
Yeah.
And
I think
so I kind of understood why Spartan Kick did this, because it's almost like, okay, I'm still allowing myself to compete this year, but I'm giving myself a little bit of flexibility for next year because I don't know if I'm going to be able to rely on all these players this year. That's the way I kind of viewed it.
And I think there's a lot of, like you just said, question marks, and I don't know I think one thing I wouldn't have moved from probably would have been James Conner, CMC to James Conner, but you do upgrade in the wide receiver. You do upgrade in the wide receiver, and you do get that 24 first. So if he's trying to compete this year, and whether that works out or doesn't work out, that's okay, because you know what? I have some real rebuilding pieces in 2024. By this time we know we have a better answer of Aaron Rodgers. By this time we have a better answer of Deshaun Watson and how these guys are going to be progressing. Another thing is, it's like, you know what? That's okay, because if JT finishes as a top guy again, like we've said before, use that trade window now. Use a trade window before it's too late. Only in technically his second or third year, you can get multiple firsts, whether that's in 2023, 2024. Not saying you have to do that now, but I think that's also an opportunity for him to look into the future if he's really wanting to move forward and rebuild. So it's interesting.
I can see where you're coming from. For Spartan, I wonder if there's more trades that will come. If he feels uncertain about this team right now, I wonder if we'll see Aaron Rodgers move, or potentially, that's really him and James Conner will be the only ones I feel like, man, if I don't want to 100% compete this year, maybe I look at moving them. But again, for JJ, I think it makes sense, because we're going all in. We're pushing the chips into the table.
And the team's fantastic as well. So
right. Look at the starting lineup: Mahomes, Javonte, CMC, Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, Logan Thomas, Terry, Adam Thielen, and Derek Carr. If this is a redraft team, the only player you're not obsessed with there is Logan Thomas.
Exactly. And I think he upgrades essentially because, not saying it's a massive upgrade. I think it is. Let me rephrase that. It is an upgrade. You're going from James Conner to CMC, technically a year younger, with the injury concerns of CMC, but also the injury concerns of James Conner. We know the ceiling of CMC. We know that if he stays healthy, you have a great chance of winning that chip, at least making it to the playoff if he does play every single game. And I think that is the difference there. Like, you're going from James Conner to the question mark, DK with the question mark specifically for this year. Let's go get Terry, who just got a contract extension, who has been consistent in the top 20, and then CMC, who has always been there as long as he stays healthy. So for sure, it makes sense.
Yeah, this was really close for me. I think I don't know if I can pick a side, because I just feel like I understand why both people made this trade. It really does make sense to me. What I am curious about is if we're going to see, because I think Spartan can obviously still make the playoffs with this team. This is still a very good team that can make the playoffs, even if Matt Ryan is your second quarterback. I'm curious if this is going to be something that we look back on in the playoffs. Will Spartan and JJ maybe be in the playoffs facing each other this year? Because both could make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And then will CMC or DK or someone be the reason that someone advances and someone does not?
Yeah.
Imagine we're in the playoffs and CMC is injured.
Oh my goodness.
And Spartan's like, I'm chilling.
That's the reason why he traded him. Yeah. So
anyway, guys, we thought this was fun to kind of bring insight on some of the deals that are happening in our leagues. Why don't you let us know if we should keep doing this content? Should we keep bringing trades from our Dynasty leagues? We wanted to find more ways to connect our leagues to our content. And if this is something that you guys enjoy, let us know. But shout out to JJ. Shout out to Spartan. Shout out to everyone over there in Charlie League. Back in 82, Crows and Trippy, Juxter, Manth Perk, Aaron, Bammer Time, Craig Dog. Shout out to all of you guys.
All love.
By the way, I gave both teams a B+ in this deal.
Yeah, I did believe with the team construction, it is fairly even. If I had to give an edge, I think JJ has the edge in, I guess, the win now perspective, him going for the ship. But, Spartan is right behind him, like you said. They can be seeing each other in the playoffs.
Sure. Yeah. All right, guys, comment down below. Let us know what you think about these teams.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.